Have you ever wondered what happens when the wise and powerful Papa Smurf faces a challenge he's never encountered before? We all know him as the leader of the Smurfs, a master of magic and potions, always ready with a solution for every problem. But what if I told you there was one simple thing that Papa Smurf couldn't do? Swim! That's right. The great Papa Smurf was afraid of the water. It all started on a beautiful sunny day in Smurf village. The Smurfs decided to have a picnic by the river. Everyone was excited. Brainy Smurf brought his books on aquatic life. Hefty Smurf was ready to show off his strength by skipping stones, and Smurfette was weaving flower crowns for everyone. The little Smurflings were splashing happily in the shallow water, their laughter echoing through the forest. Everyone was having a Smurftastic time except for one Smurf. Papa Smurf sat under a large mushroom, a thoughtful look on his face, watching the others from a distance. Smurfette, noticing he wasn't joining in the fun, skipped over to him. "Papa Smurf, why don't you come for a swim? The water is wonderful," she said, her voice full of cheer. Papa Smurf just shook his head, a faint blush creeping up his white beard. No, my dear Smurfette, I have, important potions to think about." But Smurfette, with her keen intuition, knew there was more to it. Later, Hefty Smurf, dripping wet and full of energy, bounded over. "Come on, Papa Smurf. Let's see who can make a bigger splash," he challenged. Again, Papa Smurf politely declined, busying himself with rearranging his collection of rare herbs. The truth was, Papa Smurf had never learned to swim. As a young Smurf, he had a scary experience where he fell into a deep puddle and panicked. The fear has stayed with him all these years. He was the leader, the one everyone looked up to. He felt embarrassed to admit he was afraid of something so simple, something even the youngest Smurflings enjoyed without a second thought. He watched as Handy Smurf unveiled his latest invention, a water-powered Smurfberry dethorning machine that was floating merrily down the stream. Even that couldn't coax him near the water's edge. That evening, back in his lab, Papa Smurf couldn't concentrate. He kept seeing the happy faces of his little Smurfs in the water. He realized his fear was holding him back, not just from swimming but from fully sharing in his family's joy. More importantly, what kind of example was he setting? A leader shouldn't let fear control him. He decided right then and there that it was time to conquer his fear. He wasn't just Papa Smurf, the wise leader. He was a Smurf who was ready to learn. The next morning, he gathered all the Smurfs. "My little Smurfs," he announced, his voice steady. "I have a confession to make. I don't know how to swim. And I would like to learn. I'm going to need your help." A hush fell over the village, then erupted into cheers. They weren't disappointed. They were proud. Brainy immediately started reading from a book titled Aquatic Locomotion for Beginners. Hefty offered to be his personal lifeguard. Handy Smurf quickly fashioned a pair of water wings from large, buoyant leaves and vines. Smurfette promised to be his biggest cheerleader. His first lesson was challenging. With his new leaf water wings, Papa Smurf cautiously waded into the shallows. He sputtered and flailed, his red hat bobbing comically on the surface. The Smurflings giggled, but it was good-natured. Hefty was right by his side, offering encouragement. "You got this, Papa Smurf. Just kick your feet." Smurfette and the others cheered from the bank. "Go, Papa Smurf, go." It was hard. He swallowed a bit of water and felt that old panic rise up. But then he looked at the shore and saw all his little Smurfs, their faces full of love and support. He took a deep breath and tried again, and again. Slowly, day by day, with the help of his entire village, Papa Smurf got better. He learned to float on his back, gazing up at the blue sky. He learned to kick his feet and paddle his hands, moving through the water on his own. The fear didn't vanish overnight, but his courage grew stronger with every stroke. One glorious afternoon, he did it. He swam, really swam, from one side of the river bend to the other, all by himself. The whole village erupted in the Smurfiest celebration you've ever seen. Papa Smurf didn't just learn to swim that summer. He learned that it's okay to be vulnerable, that it's never too late to learn something new, and that true strength comes from facing your fears, especially with your family by your side. And from that day on, you could often find Papa Smurf, not just watching from the riverbank, but splashing right alongside his little Smurfs, a joyful smile on his face. It is a great reminder for all of us that even the wisest among us are always learning, and asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thanks for watching. If you love stories about courage and community, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.